What's going on, guys? All right, you know what day it is? Well, today's Saturday, actually. All right, picked up a new power steering pump. Got to get that put on. Idle air control valve. Started it up. There is a rough idle where it surges back and forth on the RPMs. So, got to get that replaced. Power steering pump is still whining even after flushing it. Changing out the seals, so gonna get that put on. Tool haul time. So I think I already showed these. So picked up this reversible pocket screwdriver. It's got a Phillips and a slotted. So keep that in there. Then obviously my little pocket pry bars. All right. So went down to Home Depot. Or actually, we'll go ahead and get this first. This thing was on sale on Amazon. It's the new Master rivet gun. There's a part number right there, NHR958. There's the size that it supports. Try to do this with one hand. Come on. Comes in this nice little case. Some plastic glass. So it does come with rivets. That's cool. Spill this shit everywhere. All right. Oh yeah, that's nice. That's comfortable. I have one from Harbor Freight. It's a cheap one, and that thing it's pretty uncomfortable in terms of the ergonomics of the grip. I've had it for years. Been using it. Now I do have the one where you use both hands, but obviously in different spaces you can't maneuver that thing. So picked up this one. It was on sale for 19 bucks on Amazon. Normally I think they're like 23 bucks or something like that. So, and obviously it comes with different noses, so that way you can change them out. So I got that. Then I went down to Home Depot. Got this tool tote. Now they do have two variations of this. They have a bigger one with more pockets in there, and that one goes for $59. I picked up this one for $42.99. It's a 17-inch. I think the other one's a 22-inch. 1683 cubic inches, 18 pockets. Holds up to 25 pounds. This is mainly for light duty stuff. That way I just throw my tools in there, and so picked up this little case as well too. What I plan to use with this is throw my sockets in there so that way it doesn't roll around. So there's that. Some more Inksol pens. I love these things. They last forever. No, when they first came out, they sucked. I got a bunch in the drawer that just dried out. I need to throw those away, but I guess they improved it. So I've been using these for work, and they last a lot longer than the Sharpies, and they write better too. Picked up some more magnetic nut driver bits. These are great. I have some here already, but wanted some extra ones. I think I lost one or two of the sizes, so I needed some replacements, and they're only $15 at Home Depot. And then I think that's it for that. Not much else. So everything else was fine. Time belt run fine, no issues. I'm going to get this thing pulled off here, start working on that. So we'll go ahead and start getting cracking on it. I'm gonna grab this thing. Let there be light. Set this on there. Everybody's been waiting for me to give a review on these things, so we're going to use these things today. Got the 1/4 inch, 3/8 new locking flex head from Gearwrench 120 XP. So we're going to see how those do. Get that thing out. Gearwrench extension. A little gray pneumatic semi-deep. Let's go and get some. I'll leave that out the way. All right. All right. So we got a 12 mil tensioner bolt right there. Gonna use the 120 XP 3/8 drive with a Gearwrench 6-inch extension. So loosen that up. And I like these extensions because they got the knurling on there. All right. And obviously you can adjust the head up and down. It doesn't flop a lot, so. You don't need to back it up too much. All right. Now we're going to go ahead and there's a 12 mil bolt right there. There should be one right there as well too. We'll loosen those up. I'm gonna start loosening some of these hoses up. These are 10 millivolts. So as you can see, you can shake the ratchet and it doesn't flop around even when it's unlocked. You see the locking mechanism is up. And when it's locked, obviously, even with the socket on there. So it takes quite a bit for it to move around. So we'll lock that in place. So because that bottom bolt is at an odd angle, we're going to use some universal extensions. Only problem is, here's what I'm going to show you. So I got this Gearwrench magnetic one. The only problem is if you use a universal swivel with it, it won't fit. So just keep note if you're thinking about buying these as your main go-to universal joints, this may not work with every single different application. So just make sure you get a regular universal joint. So that's what it looks like in there right now. Got that very odd angle because of that engine mount. So that's a little workaround for that. Alright, so the little additional universal joint wasn't holding up. I got this wobble extension on there and that's working, so I got it cracked loose. Now we're just gonna get the other side. All right, now you see this thing going up and down. Should be able to slip the belt off now. And we'll leave that there. All right. And we'll go ahead and take off the bolts all the way. So you can hear the gearing on this is really nice. It's really fine. So you're not losing a lot of pretty much action as you're working through this. Which is really good on these cars that are pretty rusty, because you want to make every single tooth count, basically. And then we'll just spin that bottom nut off. Hopefully I don't lose it in the process. So there's that. Let me go get a... Alright, so I'm using the Astro non-marring pick. That way I don't tear this hose up. Just want to break it loose. And these are fairly inexpensive picks as well too. You don't want to use those regular other picks. That'll end up poking a hole in the hose and we'll have a leak. So let me grab a towel. And there it is. So there's the pump. We'll go ahead and get we'll get this pulled off. So one thing to note, if you don't have an impact wrench, make sure you take this off while it's still bolted on in the car, and then just put like a screwdriver or some kind of pin in here. That way when it turns, it holds it. So kind of like this. So that way, if you're breaking it by hand, it'll lock into place, and you can use a ratchet or a wrench or whatever, and then it just pops right out. So let's go ahead and get the new one. Now obviously if you're not getting a new one, make sure you take the seals. I did replace the seals on this one, so I'll pull it off here in a second and save it and clean it off and store it for, you know, another Honda or something. But this new unit is all ready to go. So we'll get this one back in place. Let's see if this pulley on there. Now the one thing I really wish I had right now were those magnetic swivels. I know Sonex makes some. Obviously I've got it on now. You know, those will be really handy right about now. We're just gonna raise this up a little bit, but not too much. We still need to get the belt on. So I've obviously raised it too high now. So just make sure when you're putting the belt back on that you fish it on the other pulley down there as well too. Down there. And that doesn't come off track. So once you know that that's all good, you start giving this a little bit of tension. And just snug it up enough to where the belt's on. Double check everything. Make sure it's good. And then you can start tightening up the bolts on the sides. So just snug that one up, and then we'll go down there and get the other one with the universal. So these have knurlings on them as well. And it's pretty cool because you know how like they have the Wobble Plus on these snap-ons? This one's essentially the same thing. You see the indentation right there? So, it's 2 hands. So right now it's wobbling, and then you lock it in, it's a straight. So really nice. And I'm sorry, this is actually Husky. So way to go, Husky. Props to you. So yeah, in these tight spaces, those extra teeth really help. That dual paw design on the 120 XP. You know, you can change positions as you're going to get that leverage. Now let's go ahead and all right, so I had to go get a second gear wrench. This is the 92 flex head. We're going to snug this one up while the other one's still down there so we don't lose the position of the socket. You don't want that belt too tight. You kind of want to be able to turn it a little bit at about a 45 degree so it's snug enough. Right, we'll tighten these all the way. That way it doesn't come loose on us. Come on. Boy, these engineers, they really do love us. They're thinking about the little guy. Okay, not too much, so that way you don't, these little 12mm bolts, they'll snap on you, so just enough on there. And you'll be able to tell once you start that car up, if the belt's too loose or too tight, it'll whine. So you still have time for adjustment afterwards. All right. Okay. So this power steering pump didn't come fluid with it. It only comes kind of, I guess, lubricated. So we're gonna put some in there. It's slowly going down. So we'll let it slowly trickle into there. That way when we turn it on, it's not running dry. Thread these in by hand first. Definitely don't want to cross thread these. Just get them snug. Wipe off that excess. Okay. Make sure the hose is all the way on. I normally don't use I replace the spring clamp hose clamps with the ones that you drive on there. These hold up much better, and they actually support all the way around. Less leaks, less potential for leaks. So there it is, guys. Quick, easy job. Power steering pump. We'll get it pulled out and turned on and get all the air out of the system. So, have any questions, comments, leave below. Really happy with the new 120 XPs. They did great. No issues. You know, DR wire, tech, whatever you want to do. It's just all how much you want to spend. I think they're a good budget midline ratchet. The set usually goes for $150 online. Comes with a little tray. Gearwrench makes good tools, good warranty, service, customer service. I've warrantied out stuff before, and I've had issues with new products that, you know, just little defects or something, nothing too major. And they just sent me out, you know, another one. Normally I don't even have to send a picture, but I still include it in there in the request. And then, you know, however long it takes to get in the mail, sometimes it's a week or whatever, and you get a new one. I've had an issue with one ratchet one time. Now it did take a while because, you know, during the pandemic there was a shortage or whatever, but they kept me up to date when it would ship out, you know, so I didn't have issues with air. It wasn't something I needed right away anyways. So, but at least they were honest enough and kept me up to date. And then as soon as the ETA they gave me, that was right on the money. Right around that time, shipped right, got to my door, no issues. They sent me a notification saying, hey, it's on the way. So, and they're very active on social media as well too. So that's really nice. But all right, guys, that's it for this weekend. I'll probably work on the door actuators as I get time, but this was the one major thing that I need to do on here. I'll probably work on the idle air control valve later. So, all right, y'all take care.